Alright, hey Vast Dice Pops. Oh, already have a message. Oh, hi Jedi Mama, Fat Jedi. How's it going? Love the starting soon screen. Well, thank you. I was using my Mario one, but I don't know, it just didn't feel... It felt a little out of place. So today we're burning PlayStation games. Once again, a viewer request from Kieran Callahan. I don't know how he just cranks out these lists so fast, but man, he's on top of it. I certainly don't have a problem with burning bad games. How are you guys doing today? First game on the list is Lego Racer. If I can find it. There we go. Hey there, Jables. How's it going? There we are. While I allow this to ship, let me first mute my stream like that. How is everybody's day going? This thing on? Oops. Oh well. We'll just have to get a new copy of it. Alright, come here, Lego Racer. I'm very, very confused. No matter, no matter. So this is 10 Bad PlayStation Games, brought to us by Karen Callahan on the YouTube end of my streams. So, first up is Lego Racers. People originally... Critics kind of praised the progression of the game, of how you'd unlock new bricks for building your own cars. But the racing itself was considered not all that great or innovative, and the building mode was also considered not user-friendly. It was very clunky trying to actually build and position your bricks. I didn't know there was a Lego Racers game, Jedi Mama says. I think I heard of it when I came out. Alright, Jables. Have fun. Thank you for the lurk. My wife's out shopping as well, and I'm hoping she's bringing me home some cheeseburgers. So, let's talk about Lego Racers a little more. Also, one of the biggest criticisms of this game was the long load times. Now, Jedi Mama says, need to get off your butt and do grocery shopping, but first watching streams, yes. Priorities. Long load times. So, this was among the... I don't know. It was among the first commercially successful CD-based consoles. So, I mean, long load times are understandable, but then again, there were other games where the load times weren't so heinous. Like, look at Final Fantasy VII. I mean, that game has its problems, but long load times is not one of them. At least if your PlayStation is working properly. If it's not, then, well. And apparently also had very horrible frame rates. I'm hoping I'm gonna get this do what I want it to do. So, there we go. Let's say goodbye to Lego Racers. Ooh! Look at the size of that coin. Woo! Alright, next game on the list. This one. Woo! This... I know exactly what's going to go with this one. Where is it? Here we go. Future Fizz. Future Fizz. Future Fizz. Future Fizz. Yeah, that'll do. So, how many of you in Viewerland have ever heard of Pepsi Man? Yes, this was a real thing. Oh yes, this was a real thing. The whole idea of the game is just like a... It's sort of like, well, this game came before that, but it's like Temple Run, if you're familiar with that. Or like Crash Bandicoot levels where you're running. You're basically like running on rails and you have to avoid stuff and pick up things. So you run through the levels, you have to pick up Pepsi. And you have to avoid things. Sometimes you're running towards the camera, sometimes you're running away. And yeah, people call it a poor man's Crash Bandicoot. And the constant, frequent Pepsi is all over the game. And it's basically a fast-paced memory game, where to find all the Pepsi and where to avoid and when, and so Fat Jedi Complex remembers the 7-Up game. Oh yeah, cool spot. Oh yeah, Pepsi Man! If you like Angry Video Game Nerd, he does an excellent review of it with all the proper dramatization. And one of the small criticisms by certain people was that how it depicted Americans. Like, there's a guy who appears between the stages who's sitting in front of the TV doing nothing but eating Pepsi and drinking Pepsi and eating pizza. Thorkin, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. And he's like just like a husky, average American, like oaf. But what's really funny is that James Rolfe actually managed to find the actor like 20 years later and put him in the episode. That was awesome. So, while Pepsi Man is not a horrible game, you're mainly playing it for the lols. Oh, hello, Phoenix Firestar. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody's day going? Let's set this off. Let's see how many we can set these off. Oh, that was immediate. Bye-bye, Pepsi Man. That was awesome. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the raid, Phoenix Firestar. And I'm doing pretty good today. Thank you for asking. Looking forward to playing some more Genshin Impact later. Next game, Hellboy Asylum Seeker. Let's see. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll give the Exterminator. Why not? Hellboy is supposed to exterminate evil. And that rabbit belongs in an asylum. Let's talk about Hellboy Asylum Seeker. This actually came before the movie. If I read correctly, it was actually based on the comic book. And it was not a grand performance. Because apparently it was being developed by one studio, and then that studio abandoned it for whatever reason, and then another studio picked it up and kind of just ported it, and it didn't turn out great. What was that noise? This sword makes noise when you move it around. I had no idea. Alright, so it was a very graphically unappealing game. Which, I mean, some of the PlayStation games' graphics do not age well, let's be honest. And it had the tank control movement, like in the original Resident Evil, where hitting left and right on the directional pad turns your character, and then up is to move in the direction you're facing. I hate that. I know some people didn't have a problem with it. I hate that. I'd burn it just for that. But also, it had very sluggish combat controls. And it's funny, Hellboy has like this giant stone hand, but for some reason in the game, you punch with your weaker hand. Don't ask me why. So, Hellboy, it's time to go. And you know where. I gotta tell you, I've really enjoyed watching you guys play Phasmophobia. The game seems like it's a riot to play. I would love to, if and when the budget allows. There's a few games I'd like to get. Alright. Next picture. Well, next game. Rascal. Let's see, what kind of things would a little rascal have? Probably a cardboard sword, let's be honest. Balloons, why not? Ooh, okay, we'll just do it like this. Rascal! While we wait for the rest of the packages to arrive, let's talk about it. Okay. So Rascal is basically a game where you have to rescue your father from some demented scientist or something like that. It apparently had a very bland, just run-of-the-mill, mediocre, you know, sidewalk on a summer day kind of design. Nothing too imaginative about it. That might be forgivable if the gameplay was good, but it's not. Apparently, there's horrendous camera control. Basically, like, you have to fight the camera as much as you're fighting the enemies in the game. And there's a lot of screen flickering. And apparently there's like 18 levels. 6 worlds and like 3 stages per world. So, how do we want to... Okay. Well, that's one way to do it. Your average rascal boy always has his faithful dog. That was funny. Here. Let's light the end of the sword. Thorkin remembers playing Rascal, huh? Burn it to the ground. Your wish is my command. Bye-bye, Rascal. It's funny how many games it's like you remember from back in the day that you didn't get to play. And then 20, 25 years later, you see reviews of it and gameplay of it, and it's horrible. And you're like, wow, I really dodged a bullet on that one. Next game. Oh, Fantastic Four. Well, we know what we need for this one. So we need the thing. And let's see. Who's going to be our Mr. Fantastic? Gentleman Adventurer. Sure. Invisible Woman. That felt good. Glad you enjoyed it. And who's going to be our Human Torch? Oh, wait. Isn't there one called... No. Spontaneous Combustion Doll. Yeah, there you go. That'll work. Now we're gonna need some, yeah. So, Marvel's Fantastic Four. So, apparently this game was a mindless button masher. No real creativity in the combat. Just, you know, run, punch, run, punch, run, kick, run, punch. And had very non-thematic music, like music that you wouldn't expect to be in a Marvel game or Fantastic Four game or a beat-em-up game. Like absolutely nothing that you would anticipate would be part of the Fantastic Four. Get him into the middle. Ah! I just destroyed Thing. Oh well. And what else? Oh, unimpressive graphics. Well, gotta have that. What's a bad game without a little bit of eye poison? Here, let's find ourselves a sturdier Thing. Here we go. Rotund Idol. Hey there, Bigton. How's it going? Is it the same Fantastic Four game as the Game Boy one? That I cannot say. Was it Game Boy or Game Boy Advance? Well, the cover art for the Game Boy Advance one is different. Game Boy or Nintendo DS? Well, let's see. This one came out in 97. So, I don't think so. Because I don't think Game Boy Advance was out yet. I think we were in the Game Boy we were in the Game Boy Color age for that. Yeah, March 01. Game Boy Advance came out in March 01. This came out in 97 because we're in the PlayStation age. So, more than likely not the same, but who knows? Maybe they ported the terrible game. They've done that before. Ported terrible games to handheld in the future. But for now, have we said all we need to about this? Oh, yes. Very unimpressive graphics, non-thematic music, and mindless action. And apparently, it's also considered to be kind of too easy as long as you're using the right characters in the right situations. And, like, you can switch between them as well. So, Fantastic Four, flame on. I enjoyed that. Next game on the list, Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Woo, boy. Okay. So let's find all of our combat type people. Sure. Why not? Robots. Yeah, I think the one you're talking about is the 2005 game. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat Special Forces. This is another beat-em-up game. And it was plagued by very muddy textures. Even Ed Boon, like, was not proud of this game. It had very blocky, like, animation, which, even for PlayStation, it's like, come on, you could do a better job than that. Alan Man, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Sorry for distracted. You're good, man. You're good. Oh, wait. You were part of the original raid. It's all good, man. It's all good. Okay, oh yeah. And so this game, usually even in fighting games, there's some story. Hi, Internet Explorer. I'm an opera man myself. Maybe that's a good idea for a Little Inferno stream. Burning like 10 disappointing like technological creations, among which would be Internet Explorer. And I'd have to burn Windows. I'd have to burn Windows ME along with that too. And let's see. So yeah, here. Even in like fighting games, you get some story. Like, you look at the original Mortal Kombat going all the way back to early 90s. All the different characters in the game have like some backstory. That's a good 6 or 7 hour long stream. Oh yeah. We could go all day with that. But apparently in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, they decided that was unnecessary. You get bare bones story. Like the minimum that you could even be considered to have story in the game. Which is sad considering the amount of lore that came in like the first batch of Mortal Kombat games for Sega Genesis and Super NES. Like, you had a rich lore with like Outworld and all these fighters who have different like agendas and stuff. Yeah, it's funny. Firefox always asks me if I want to make it my default browser when I open it too, and I'm like, no, I'm happy with Opera, thank you. Oh, let's see. Oh, gotta have this in a fighting game. No jumping. Who decided that they needed a fighting game based in the same world as a fighting game that has jumping, that there should be no jumping in this game? Apparently you can climb on things, but you can't jump. Whoever decided that is nuttier than squirrel poop. Mortal Kombat.
Hellboy.
Stand up straight.
Ahoy.
You want people to take you seriously as a pirate. Stand up straight. Okay, slouch. See if I care. Alright, we've loaded our character select screen. You can't play a game that has no jumping. Even Dragon Age? You thought Dragon Age needed jumping? I can understand RPGs that don't have it, that don't have jumping. Now, if it's an action RPG, well... even then, come to think of it, Kingdoms of Amalur is a great action RPG, and there's no jumping in that game. There's like Zelda-style jumping, where you can jump off of things. Like, you can jump down to a lower height, but you can't, there's no jump button. And there's certain attacks that make you jump in the air, but there's no actual jump. Let's see, for real. You jump in 99% of the games you play, apart from Formula 1. You even jump while playing NHL. You have a passion for leaving main maps. If it's a railroad storyline, it's annoying. Yes. I like to do the same thing. Kingdoms of Amalur is one of the few games that you don't mind not having jumping. I know, Zelda has needed jumping for... Whew. Next game on the list. London Racer. Well, we know what to do with this one. Anybody here ever played London Racer? Yeah, look at that. I don't think this game was released in the United States. Because I could only find PAL region cover art. So I'm thinking no. So if you haven't played it, I wouldn't be surprised. But let's talk about London Racer. So for starters, there's only 6 cars. 6. For a racing game, that's inexcusable. I mean, look at the original Mario Kart. You could choose from 8 different racers in that game. And that was on an older console. And if I recall correctly... One second while I do some Google foo. Oh, okay. Not that much better, but still better. In the N64 game Cruisin' USA, there were 7. So this game got its ass handed to it by the Nintendo 64. But I think when they came out with the sequel, Cruisin' World, there was more cars. I could be wrong, though. I never played Cruisin' World. But I would have to assume a sequel would have more cars than the original. If not, then... So, in addition to having only 6 cars, any terrain in the game that is not the racetrack, whether it is sidewalk, other cars, well, I don't know about other cars, but sidewalk buildings, like hills, like what have you, it bounces you, like, off of it. So, if you're trying to, like, navigate through, like, narrow streets, it can be very, very tricky and frustrating if you're being constantly bounced around. Here's another problem. Any damage you take in the race carries over to the next race. Now, some people would say, well, that makes sense. You have to repair your car between races. Well, okay, but some people, like, you have to manually select repair when you go to the screen between games to, like, select upgrades and stuff like that. And if you forget to hit repair when you're spending money to buy all these upgrades, you'll start the race, you'll take one hit, maybe, and then all of your money is wasted because you have to fix your car again. They should either just auto-fix your car between the races or automatically deduct the money to fix your car between the races and fix it. That's inexcusable. And I can see why this game made it onto Kieran Callahan's list. Because just based on those 3 facts alone, I would never want to play this game. got a combo I wasn't even aiming for. Look at that. Road rage. And how appropriate, because if you played this game, you would be raging. I guarantee it. Like that guy from the Men's Warehouse commercials. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. Oh, here's the... Oh, here's what everybody should appreciate next. Woo, boy. Where... Okay, before I reveal it, let's find some things that are apropos. Yeah, batteries. Oh, gotta have the disgruntled elf on this one. You'll see why. Okay, we'll have a plushie. And everybody wants that video game. People want phones, of course. Sure. So, let's talk about Santa Claus Saves the Earth. Yeah, let's talk about Santa Claus Saves the Earth. I say nay. What do you say? The disgruntled elf. Gotta have him. Oh, there we go. Oh yes, you see right. Santa Claus Saves the Earth. Everybody wants that hot new toy. Everybody wants that hot new phone. Everybody wants that hot new cute doll. And here's some... There we go. Now we just need some jingle bells playing. And so let's talk about Santa Claus Saves the Earth. So the graphics for this game were inexcusable. It looks like poorly done claymation, and honestly really doesn't pass for a PlayStation game at all. Dodge the bullet on which one, Thorkin? London Racer or Santa Claus Saves the Earth? Like, people thought that the graphics for this game were like 16-bit graphics and poorly done, like pseudo claymation 16-bit graphics at that. And the whole game, there's only 3 bosses. 3. That's like Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest on NES. Because if I recall correctly, there are 5 mansions and then Dracula's castle, if I recall. But there's only 2 bosses in those 5 mansions. Vampira and Death. Okay, Santa Claus? Yeah. Oh, you definitely dodged a bullet on this one, friend. Yeah, you had Vampira, the Grim Reaper, and Dracula. That was the only 3 bosses in Simon's Quest. And there's only 3 bosses in this game, including the end boss. So, there's also, apparently the level design was very wide, and it's very, very easy to get lost. And this is compounded by the fact that there are no checkpoints. You die, you go all the way back to the beginning. I mean, come on. Even Super Mario Brothers had checkpoints. Okay? They weren't on the screen, but they were there. If you died at a certain point in the level, they would start you at like that midpoint of the level. All the way back to Super Mario Brothers 1985. But this game, Santa Claus doesn't need checkpoints. He's Santa Claus, right? Oh, okay. So, let's show PlayStation what we thought of how they besmirched the good name of Santa. Having trouble making it catch with The freezing cloud. Let's burn the freezing cloud. There we go. Now we can burn the game. Santa Claus is too OP. Honestly, though, real talk, I would love to see a well-done game where you actually do play as Santa. That just seems like a really cool concept, but this wasn't it. This wasn't it, folks. This wasn't it. Woo! Oh boy. Alright, we're getting into the... So... Next game on the list. Can anybody guess what it is? If you could put a game on this list, what game would you put? Why not? Oh yeah, I need that other one. There we go. Oops. So let's talk about Barbie Explorer. Now, what immediately jumps into your head when you see this cover? Oh wait, what immediately jumps into your head? What other game? Sit here and take my gummy vitamins. Yum, 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 yum. You remember this garbage? All I can say is, hey Barbie, Lara Croft wants her shorts back. Sit up. There we go. Very nice. Okay, goodbye, butterfly.
Hey, boys.
Okay, let's talk about this. Okay. So, Barbie. Bad jumping and platforming, which any Tomb Raider clone has to have bad jumping and platforming. So, I guess they must have copied Tomb Raider Chronicles. That wasn't exactly the greatest showing. But, the worst Tomb Raider game is Angel of Darkness, which we all understand. I wonder if... Oh, okay. See, this thing has an open spout, so I was wondering if, like, soap powder would come out if I shook it upside down. And poor aiming controls. So apparently there's modes in this game. Modes in this game where you have to either throw things or target things, and apparently the targeting was extremely janky and unreliable. So I'm so pretty. Yes, 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 you are. Hello again, Jables. Had success at the grocery store? Good to hear. Did you buy an entire rotisserie chicken to consume in one sitting? I've done that. Oh, look. Look at her. Her face is like... This paper cutout of her face is still here. Unfortunately, no. The grocery store you go to doesn't sell rotisserie chickens? How they not gonna sell rotisserie chicken? They not representing. They not keeping it real. Alright, goodbye Barbie, and last game on the list. Oh, whoo! Everybody's probably heard of this one. But for this, we need a cat. Hmm. Yeah, the TV for this one. For extremely bad giraffics. What else? This, oh wait, no. This demands the nuke. There we go. Okay! Bubsy 3D. So, there's been a few Bubsy games on a lot of different consoles. And Accolade never stop trying to shove Bubsy, their failed mascot character, down our throats. I wonder how long it'll take for people to demand Bubsy be added to Smash. I mean, Steve from Minecraft is going into Smash, so, I mean, all bets are off now. Hell, why not put Santa Claus in there while we're at it? Put Barbie in there. Yeah, Barbie in Smash. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. That's what I heard. Unless it was just some weird rumor. Yep. Here, I'll post a link right to Nintendo's website. And Alex, too. The, I guess, default female character in the game. Ain't that something? So here's what we're going to do. We're gonna set fire to the kitty because then something's going to happen that's very appropriate for this game. Then it's going to detonate the nuke. There we go. All the dookie on top of Bubsy. And now... Goodbye! So yeah, like I said, by now you have seen, I'm sure, Steve and Alex from Minecraft are downloadable characters for Smash Brothers. All bets are off now. Put Bubsy in there. Heck, I'll start the campaign myself. I'll start the petition to add Bubsy. Oh, see, I destroyed Bubsy, and so deserving was he and so innate was my understanding of how deserving he was to be destroyed that I didn't even talk about the game. Bubsy 3D. Very awkward jumping controls, very ugly textures, and very scant features. You just walk around collecting atoms in a very sparsely populated level that just has enemies spread way out, and the power-ups are the atoms are spread way out. It's just unnecessary use of space and very, very, very lazy design. You can barely call it a game. So, that's going to do it for 10 bad PlayStation games. I believe next time is going to be 10 bad N64 games, brought to us once again by the illustrious Kieran Callahan. So, I'm going to have a short break. I'm hoping my... Ooh. Now, this is the kind of text... These are the kind of texts that good marriages are built on. My wife texted me, literally the moment before I looked down at my phone. And she says, "We are bringing you a double pretzel bacon pub burger." I got one swell lady, I'll tell you what. So, I imagine that means they'll be home kind of soonish. So I'm going to, yes. As soon as you put pub burger in there, it's like, baby, you had me at double pretzel. Keep her forever, I know, right? I got my hooks into her. And how appropriate, you'll see my advertisement for my next follower milestone. I'm going to stream as the Hamburglar when I hit 75 followers. So I'm going to dress as the Hamburglar, and I'm also going to have a pile of Mickey D's cheeseburgers next to me. And then I haven't figured out exactly what the trigger is going to be yet, but every time some sort of thing happens in the game I'm playing, or something, like I said, haven't quite figured all the nuts and bolts out yet, I'll eat one of the cheeseburgers, Hamburglar style. Robble, 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 robble. Looking forward to that. So, for now, I'm going to take a little break, wait for my food, and then I'll be back whenever my lunch is finished with Genshin Impact. So, I appreciate you all for hanging out. Whether you were watching live or you're seeing this on a replay, thank you for coming on this journey with me. Make sure you hit all the social medias. I'm working on a Discord server currently. It's not quite ready yet, and I need to figure out all the nuts and bolts on that, but hopefully that'll be ready in the next day or two, and then we can all be even more foolish with each other, even when I'm not streaming. So, for now, everybody take care out there, and like I said, I'll be back, hopefully before too long, with some Genshin Impact, so look forward to that. But for now, I hope everyone stays safe out there, and I will see you in the